Watch design and watch collection is all about conformity. It's about conservatism. We like what we know. We want more of the things that we are used to. One can ask himself the question, why does the Rolex design always win? Everybody's trying to follow Rolex's design pattern. Why does Seiko make the same dive watch collection over and over again, and so on and so forth? We must be honest, as watch collectors, we are conservative, we don't really want to be challenged. And a brand that is all about design and a very strong design language is Nomos Glashütte. This smaller brand, independent brand from the small Eastern German village of Glashütte. I am very fortunate to be able to review two Nomos watches today. This is two of the examples of the brand new Nomos Ahoy 38. So this reveals that they are making the Ahoy watch in 38mm. You can also find it in 36mm and in 40mm. Just be aware that Nomos watches, they do wear bigger than their suggested size. What we have here is the light blue, a very popular color these days. This is called the Nomos Ahoy 38 Date Sky. So sky blue dial color and the date complication at 3 o'clock. And the other one I have with me here is the Nomos Ahoy 38 Date Sand. So the dial texture here, as you see, is kind of this textured sand pattern or texture and this golden sand dial color. Also look at Nomos' website. You can opt to have a solid case back in stainless steel where you can have an engraving, or you can opt, just like these two here, to have it with a see-through case back. We'll be getting much more into this in-house luxury Nomos movement later in this review. So size-wise, these watches are 38.5mm in diameter. They have a thickness of only 9.8mm, a lock-to-lock distance of 48.7mm, and that is also because of these very long locks, which is part of Nomos' design language. Lock opening here with the strap of 20mm. Both watches are equipped with sapphire crystal with AR treatment on both sides of the watch. Both watches are made in 316L stainless steel. Let's just take one of the examples here. Everything is completely polished on this case. See this beautiful polishing. You have a signed Nomos screw down crown. The watch has 200 meters of water resistance, which is quite impressive in my opinion, because this is essentially an everyday watch, maybe even a dress watch. But you get 200 meters of water resistance. You get lume with all the hour markings, the white lume dots, and lume in the hands, the hour and minute hand, and then a signed screw down crown and crown guards. So everything is just very much a sports watch configuration with this watch, but still I would say that it's an everyday or dress style watch. So the Nomos Ahoy is a perfect example of the fusion between dress everyday and sports watch. You get all of those capabilities in these watches. So having a closer look on the dial of the blue one here, you see the typical simple hour markings, numerals every second hour, a really nice enlarged date window at 3 o'clock, which is color matched, beautiful recessed small seconds with this really cool detail of an orange second hand, very small orange second hand, made in Germany below the small seconds window. Nomos Glashütte Pneumatic. Pneumatic is Nomos' word for automatic watches. So you see the sapphire crystal is this beautiful, very slightly domed sapphire crystal, really nicely made, and you can see in the strong studio lights that the AR treatment is pretty good on this watch. So you see the strap is attached to the watch. You can choose other straps on Nomos' website. And again, you can choose a lot of different sizes. The new one, this Nomos Ahoy 38 Date, it comes in these two color variations. I'm a huge fan of both color variations. I've been having this watch for review, for testing for approximately 2 weeks. I must say my favorite is the sand. This golden dial is just so cool, so beautiful. But I'm really starting to like the light blue, the sky dial, a lot more. So the hands are these simple sword style hands kept in classic German Bauhaus design. Everything must be very clean, very useful, very legible. And I must say this watch is super legible at a glance. In a lot of different situations it's very easy to actually read the time. So a special thing about the design of these watches is these prolonged locks, but they are made very thin. You see, slim, kind of reminiscent of a lot of vintage watches. And then they are this kind of angular, almost brutal design, and they curve very much downwards. You don't get a lot of air between the strap and the case, which is a really good thing. So turning the watch over, and here we have the Nomos movement. This is an in-house Nomos caliber. This is the DUW6101 automatic movement. It has 27 jewels. It's adjusted by Nomos in 6 positions. It's not a chronometer certified movement, but they do test the watch in 6 positions, which is really, really great. Then you get 43 hours of power reserve and a beat rate of 21,600 radians per hour. And I did test both of these watches in my time grapher. They're not giving me the same accuracy, +1 to +2 seconds per day. Amazing accuracy, top accuracy. And with the blue I get +3 to +4 seconds. Again, amazing accuracy. I really like that I was able to actually test 2 watches, and both of these watches are within chronometer certified deviations, although again they're not chronometer certified. So you see the writing on the back here, again 200 meters of water resistance, 20 atmospheres, and also this beautiful movement, very beautifully finished. You see top luxury finishing with the Glashütte striping on both the bridge and on this skeletonized rotor, which is really nicely made with gold printing. You see Nomos Glashütte, Deutsche Uhrenwerk. You see we get some nice pelage inside of the movement as well. Really nicely made. I'm super happy to be able to see the movement. I would definitely, if you don't want these watches engraved, encourage you to actually buy it with a see-through case back. So a really cool new thing with this movement here is that you can actually change the date very easy. With a lot of Nomos movements, it's a bit of a hassle to actually change the date. You have to do a special movement of the hand. But with this movement, you can actually change the date both ways. So 29, 30, 31, no, 30, 29 again. That's a really nice thing. Very easy if you travel between time zones actually to just change the date. And of course also set the time. Very easy to operate this watch. The price is in Denmark 28,900 Danish crowns. You can buy directly on Nomos' website. I'm leaving a link down in the description. Or you can of course go to a Nomos certified dealer. In US dollars, it's $4,300 US as far as I can see. So let's have some wrist shots. And as you can see, I can easily pull the watch off, but as I said before, although this is only 38.5 millimeters in diameter, it is a watch that wears a lot bigger. I feel I'm wearing a 41 or maybe even 42 millimeter big watch. That is of course because of the locks, but mostly because this watch is all dial. As you see, the bezel is very thin, so you get a lot of real estate on the dial with these watches, and optically it just makes these watches seem and appear bigger on the wrist. So if you have a smaller wrist, you should maybe look into the 36 millimeter. If you have a very big wrist, then look into a 40 millimeter version of these watches. The 40 millimeter will probably wear as a 43 or even 44 millimeter. So it has been a joy for me to spend time with this Nomos Ahoy watch, this new model. A lot of thanks towards Nomos for lending in these watches. Now they're going back, unfortunately. I've been enjoying my time a lot with these watches, and I'm really having a hard time deciding whether I like the sky or the sand the most. Probably the sand, but the sky is just growing on me. It's such a nice summer coloring. And just before we conclude the review, also a little mention about the strap. Top quality, super soft. The right amount of holes for my wrist size. My wrist size is 17.5 centimeters. And also a nice polished and simple buckle here. And a nice keeper here. It feels very secure. High quality, this buckle, signed Nomos. So all in all, top quality luxury watch on the expensive side, but you get something very special, something very unique from a smaller independent German brand. That's a cool thing. In-house movement, everything is made in-house in Glashütte. Nomos are super nice guys to deal with. They really have the passion for their designs and their watches. And just consider Nomos' watches before you consider some of the more conventional normal designs from Seiko, Omega, Rolex, and so on and so forth. Because Nomos, they bring something very different, something very unique, and something very German to the table. Of course, also some gripes with this watch. As you see now, the lume isn't the best. This is not a sports watch, but when you decide to give us 200 meters of water resistance, a screw-down crown, and lume, they should do a better job with the lume. It's kind of like the lume is just there, but it's not really made to perfection. Also, they do wear big, so be considering a smaller size. It's definitely a watch that will surprise a lot of people. Also, that it's not very easy to change straps, as you see, is a minus for me. Maybe you would actually want to put this watch on a rubber strap or a leather strap, but it's kind of a hassle to change these straps here. But you can always visit Nomos' website if you want to buy additional straps. So I hope you enjoyed the full review of the Nomos Ahoy 38 Date, the new models from Nomos Glashütte in Germany. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you a lot for watching. Bye.